Hey guys, Brandon from NorCal MedTac. It's been probably at least a month since we did a video. Wanted to show you some kind of cool stuff that we're working on in our defensive medicine classes, just for everyone's kind of education. A couple things that you'll see all of the stuff laid out here in a few minutes, but we're doing a little arts and crafts today. This is actually going to end up being a bunch of fake blood. We had our baking specialist in the house cooking this up. Once it sets, it will start actually looking a little bit more like blood. One of the things that I've been wanting to do is try and make training as realistic as possible. And for some of the stuff, it means when we're doing wound packing, when we're dealing with bleeding, trying to make some sort of prop that actually gives us some real semblance of bleeding versus just the standard, all right, put this here, wrap this there. So we're actually going to try and make something that literally pulses. So we'll do the best we can without actually having to cut someone open. So I'm going to kind of take you through it, since it's actually kind of a fun little project for us today. And quite honestly, we were short videos lately. So hope you enjoy what we're about to do. Okay, so what you see out here right now, for anyone that's done our defensive medicine class, you definitely see some meat over here. We always try and use some sort of meat, so you actually, when you're wound packing, you're actually getting the feeling that you're trying to stick your hands inside someone's body. You really don't want that sensation to be the first time you're actually doing it to a buddy. Some other things that you see out here, we got good old fish pump to siphon and clean out some gravel. We're going to try, see what works best. We got some nasal cannula tubing, and we got some IV tubing in the background. You can also see our fake blood again. By tomorrow morning, the big gallon one and the other lighter colored one will have settled and become much more of a blood color like this one. So once again, the whole goal of this is to try and come up with some sort of realistic training prop without cutting a student open, or without getting some sort of pig at the range to give us a realistic demo. Okay, so basically what you're seeing here is what I think is going to work. We just took the regular, all this was like a $14 gravel vacuum, you know, for your fish tank that creates a siphon. It's got a little pump, goes into, this will reach the bottom of any of our containers, gives us kind of a long hose to then run over to where our actual wound is going to be. All we did was cut off the top of the chamber from the drip set of some IV tubing, and toss that, and we kind of wedged it in there. Once I test this out, if it works, we're just going to kind of super glue it in there to make it a good seal. You can see I cut the tubing, so we just didn't have as much of it laying around. I definitely want to keep the roller clamp on there, I believe, just so when the instructor is kind of done, or they're finished wound packing, we can close it off, you know, without losing too much of our fake blood, because this stuff is going to be a mess. So we'll see how it works here in a second. We're going to cut some meat, try and run that tubing through there, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, let's see here. Since I don't know where I'm going to edit this, basically I started running into trouble when I tried to feed it through there. I made my cut to mimic my wound. What I'm actually going to do is just take one of these little wooden skewers that we had and actually insert it into the tubing to give me something rigid to push through. We'll see if that works. Get it long enough here. One of the goals of this prop is for people to actually make sure they're properly packing, and the instructor can stand there and control it to ensure that that's happening. So now we actually got it through there. I'm going to pull out the wooden skewer. I'm going to leave that part in there. So we may end up having to tie this kind of together with string as people start to use them and break them apart a little bit. We're going to try with regular water, basically, because I don't really want to make a mess just quite yet with our actual fake blood. So I'll get this all into here, and we'll see how this works. So we're pumping the water through right now, and let's see if we can actually focus in on the little prop itself. Alright, so as you can see in here, we have our little IV tubing, which is simulating our vessel. It's right in here. We can pull it out a little bit. But when I let go, now that I got the siphon started, when I let go, we're going to get some just simple bleeding through. And if I actually start squeezing on it, we actually get spurting blood. So the idea is, obviously this is water because this is my trial run and I didn't really want to make the man cave completely awash in fake blood. But we can actually get that pulsating thing that when guys are trying to feel it, trying to evacuate the blood from that wound cavity, it gives them an actual accurate feel of what this thing's going to be. So, cool little prop. It looks like it's going to work. We'll see you tomorrow at the county EMS drill for all the paramedics and firemen in the county. Kind of actually excited that this seems to work. Luckily, it's a big enough piece of meat that those guys can start it from a few different angles. But anyways, we're sure to have some videos coming up. We've got some really exciting news coming to the website. Our 3-day defensive medicine with live fire medical care is coming up in October. So hope some of you out there can try and make it to that. And we'll try and get the tempo up on how we're putting out videos.